All right. Welcome, everybody, to our Saturday class of Millionaire School. I am Charity Ellison, Triple Diamond with It Works Global.
I am Justin Holden, Triple Diamond with It Works Global.
And we are here to help you build your business today. So we're doing things a little bit different. We used to just do like a newbie to Ruby class every week. And I just wanted to do something that was a little bit more interactive. So what we would like you guys to do while you're watching this is to interact in the chat option. And if you are watching this from your phone, there should be a little bar at the bottom that says, I think it says like chat live now or something along those lines. And if you're on the computer, it should be to the right.
Yeah, so yeah, with the YouTube, just the comment section, you can post that in, it'll go live feed while we're live. And also, if you are also in the Facebook group, we will keep that tab open as well and look for any additional questions that go up in the group page as well. So send out your questions. We'll do our best to answer them. We already got a bunch of stuff from you guys already. So thank you guys for all your emails, all your comments so far. It's really going to help us build this, this live event each weekend that we're really hoping to do because we know a lot of you guys have questions out there. You've either come to roadblocks or hit walls and you need some help, and we want to help you. That's kind of the idea behind this. So send in those questions, send in that feedback. We would love to help. So. Yeah,
so thanks you guys so much for taking time out on Saturday to be with us. So we've got, like Justin said, we've got some questions. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. This question comes from Michelle, and her question was one piece of advice for leaders that are starting to develop a team. So with It Works Global, our goal is to wrap bellies, enroll customers, distributors, find a few people that find a few people that find a few people. Everyone's got a little customers or a few customers, and that's what helps to create that residual income. So that's definitely a goal that we all have, is having people join our team. I think one of the biggest roadblocks that happens, though, when that happens, is that we go into manager mode. And I know that I have had this happen, so I totally know how you guys feel out there if this is what's happened to you. I've totally been in your shoes, so I totally get it. My first piece of advice is when you're developing a team, you want to ask yourself a couple questions over and over again. And you really want to ask these, every couple weeks to keep yourself on cue. And the first question is what I'm doing duplicatable? So we have a super easy 3-part system using our steps to success in order to look for customers and distributors that want to join our team every month. But what winds up happening a lot of times is when we do get, we find a few distributors to join our team, all of a sudden we feel like we have to be a manager. And we start like managing the team and creating, overcomplicating it by creating millions and millions of challenges and giving away money and all sorts of different things. And if you are a leader watching this today and that's what you're doing, that's totally fine. And we have, competitions and challenges and stuff that we do with our team, but we try to keep it as simple as possible and totally duplicatable. So that if I had someone that just enrolled that all of a sudden took off and they're on fire and they have a team, I want them to be able to offer stuff to their downline or challenges that aren't going to cost them a ton of money, that are really, really easy and simple to do, because otherwise you're creating a system and reinventing a wheel in a system that's already been created. So,
and I think a lot of that stems from when you start getting a team and you start getting some team members, I think the mentality switches to, oh, so now that I've gotten them, I can kind of pull back a little bit.
I'm good to go. I'm going to chill.
Now they're going to sign up the people, and now network marketing is going to take over, where they're going to sign up and they're going to sign up and they're going to sign up. And that is going to happen. When you start getting teammates, sure, they're going to start signing up distributors as well, but that is no reason for you to hit the brake. And I think when you hit that brake, you immediately go into manager mode. And I think it's something that's dragged on from other businesses, our old lifestyle things.
Totally.
Now that I've got employees, I need to manage them. It's just this mentality that comes in. And this is such a different business where you really need to keep your eyes focused, not on the fact that you have a team that needs instruction, because this business is simple and the videos are out there and you can plug them into things like this Millionaire School or all the videos that are out there. Look, these are grown adults. These are people who are ready to change their lives, and they can take the initiative to build their businesses. And we are here more for inspiration and business building. So when you get that team going, when you've got them on, what you want to focus on is your own business and staying lit on fire and keep them pumped up and energized. That's the best way to keep that team growing, to be that leader without falling into manager mode. Because if you fall into manager mode, you won't be building as many leads. You're not going to be working on your own business. So you're not going to be talking to new people as often because you're going to be focused on them more. And you need to try to manage your times. You need to manage yourself, not manage everyone else. Focus on that time for your own business, because if you're constantly signing people up, that's going to inspire your team more than expecting them to sign people up. So keep that focus on there. You know, when I look at some of the top leaders, when Mark and Pam and Mike do the recognition each week, and I keep seeing some names up there. You know, I see Denise and Brandon Walsh signing the top distributors almost every week since they started putting that recognition up there. And you know what? That inspires me more than any of the videos that they put up, because it shows me that they are servant leaders. They are working out in the field. Absolutely. And I want to be able to sign as many distributors as they are signing up right now. So focus more on that. And it's okay to tell your team, hey, I've been working hard and I've got results to share and I'm excited too. And if you focus on that, it's way better than trying to manage your team. So don't. I totally agree, Justin. And that's actually one of the things I wrote down too, is that you can't motivate anyone to do anything. It's just a fact. You can't motivate your kids to clean their room. You can't motivate, someone to slow down on the street outside your house. You can't motivate people to do that. Yep. What you can do, though, is you can inspire them. So if you are leading by example, like what Justin said, if you're enrolling new customers and you're wrapping bellies and you're blitzing and you're getting wrapped cash and you're doing all of that, your team is going to want to keep up with you. More importantly, the people that really truly want this business are going to keep up with you, because if you're spending all of your time trying to manage and take care of this team of people that may or may not want to actually work and change their lives, then what you're doing is you're taking time away from finding someone that really does. And I really understand how you guys feel when you get a team, you get excited. That happened to us. When we went diamond, I totally went into manager mode and I didn't sign anybody. It was weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, it might even have been a month in between signing anybody. And it's happened to me a couple times. I keep going back into it, and I need to remember that, everything is in place for this business for us to be able to grow, as a distributor and as a person. And by keeping it super simple, and trying to inspire a team by what you're doing, I think you guys are going to get a lot farther than trying to motivate someone. I don't remember who said this, and I feel terrible that I can't shout you out right now, but someone said, if $1,000 bonus on your way to a $10,000 bonus isn't motivating enough, right, then anything I'm going to say or any leader is going to say is not going to be enough, because that should be all the motivation someone needs. They're getting in this business to make money, and there's a $10,000 bonus that they can get by working hard. Same, yeah. So you saying, well, let's go get them, team, is not going to make it more impressive than that. Let's go get it, team doesn't pay their power bill. Right. 10 G's does, though. But recognizing their efforts, and when you get that team, I think that's the more important thing. You want to recognize their efforts. You want to be there for when they actually have questions. Yes. They need that help to actually get people signed, or they're going to go do their first party. You want to be there and be super supportive, but you don't want to be pushing them to do anything. You want to encourage them and inspire them and say, hey, these are all the ideas that we have. Get plugged in on our team pages. Get plugged in on these calls, because that team momentum, that awesome one momentum, team, absolutely, one mission mentality that It Works brings to the table. You get them plugged into that atmosphere, and that will carry them. Nothing that you are going to do is going to carry them, but you can lead the way and lead by inspiration and lead by doing. Be a servant leader. Absolutely. And for you greenies that are out there, I know some of you out there are total analytical personalities, which I totally am as well. So I have a percentage that I try to kind of focus on when I am
when I look at my team, and it seems like every time I do go into manager mode, I find that these percentages have gotten skewed. So I spend 60% of my time doing income generating activities for my business. That's blitzing, that's wrapping, that's repeating, that's hosting parties, doing vendor booths, following up with leads, Instagramming, Facebook,
and
social media.
And the social media aspect, when she says that, is not just
Scrolling
going
through
through and
Facebook.
scrolling through.
Right.
That's the direct messaging of people. Hey, you know, you've been on my heart for a while, and I wanted to tell you about this great opportunity. Or, you know, I just started rapping and I had these great results. I'd love to share them with you. That's the direct messaging about business, not 60% of your social media time. Right. Just scrolling through Facebook and liking and commenting.
Absolutely.
There is a time and place for that too, but more of like that focused, I'm going to talk to 20 people today.
Yeah.
Like I got 20 people I got to talk to. That's that income generating time.
Well, we tell our team too that if you're scrolling through Facebook, so if you're not commenting and giving out, you know, high fives and shout outs and stuff like that, every time you scroll up, I want you to lay $1 on the table, because that's what you're doing, is you're wasting time and basically just giving money away. So if you're not going to be interacting with people and you're just mindlessly hanging out on Facebook or Instagram, then you're not making any money. All you're doing is feeling like you're working.
You might as well be crushing candies at that point.
Right. And we want to crush records, not candies. So 60% of our time is income generating. 20% is team building. 20%. So that's not much. So if you have, say, 2 hours of time, or even an hour of time a day to work on, you know, your It Works business, then only 20% of that is team building. So that's not very long. 60% of that should be, you know, you actually building a network and doing stuff that's going to add BV. I always say if it doesn't add BV or cash to your pocket, you shouldn't be doing it. So then we've got 10% on administration, which is just, you know, making leads.
Putting labels on Blitz cards.
Right, stuff like that we need to have done. Make yourself a new lanyard, make a lanyard for a teammate. That's only 10% of time, so that's not much. Run to the post office, whatever you got to do. And then 10% on sharpening your saw, which you guys are doing right now. This is what sharpening your saw means. It's reading books, you know, reading Beach Money, or reading the 4-Year Career, or watching a video, listening to an It Works corporate call, watching an It Works video, attending an It Works event. Any of those kind of things are sharpening your saw. So those are some percentages to work with.
And my recommendation on this, other than when you first get up, I think, because so many people are on social media, it's a really good idea right when you wake up to post up something business-wise, you know, on your social media. I think that's a great way to start the day, just because people are starting their day, they're geared up, they can handle that, and you know what, that's going to be on their focus for the rest of the day. So you get a lot more messages that way than posting up the business post right when you go to bed. So, you know, try to shoot that for the morning. But I think right after that beginning mindset, sharpening your saw is the great time to do that, because it kind of gives you a focus and an inspiration for the rest of the day. You know, if you're listening to a podcast or reading a book or something, you know, reading your chapter in the morning, and it kind of gives you a mindset, or gives you some, like usually when I read or I'm listening to a podcast or audiobook or whatever I'm doing, it gives me ideas and inspiration. It starts sparking, you know, my own engine of creativity. So when I do that in the morning, I can then put those ideas into practice all day, you know, when I have time. So if I'm working a job, it's when I'm part-timing. You know, for us, we're doing this full-time. So we'll listen to like an hour or something in the morning, you know, while we drink our coffee and get our breakfast ready. And we get inspired, and then we can take that inspiration throughout the day, and we're much more focused. We're much more productive.
And put that on your Facebook too, or on your team pages. Hey, I just watched the coolest inspirational video, or I just watched John Eric this morning and it was amazing and great, and put that on your team page. Because again, when we pull it back to the original question that was, you know, what do you do when you're team building? That's the kind of stuff that's going to help build your team, because your people are going to want to listen to whatever you're listening to, because obviously you've had more success than they have because you've got more team members. After all, they are on your team.
All right, what's the
next question, and this is actually from Michelle as well, is what do you look for when looking for team members? I look for anyone.
Great question.
You never know where your next rock star is going to come from. You don't know what they look like. You don't know where they live. You don't know how old they are. You don't know if they are fat, short, tall, skinny, black, white. They work a full-time job, they work a part-time job, they've got 2 kids, they've got 6 kids, they've got no kids. Maybe they're a college student, maybe they're 80 and their grandma wants to, you know, have a new career. It doesn't matter. I look for anyone. So Pam Souter says, our job is to offer the opportunity and the product to everyone. And I love what Sarah Rankin has said in the past. She's a huge inspiration for me. And what she said is, who are you? Who are you to not offer a life-changing product or a life-changing business to someone else? So I always offer the product and business to everyone. So if I've got someone that's enrolling to become a customer, and they're coming in, let's say, with a box of wraps, and I'm at that screen where I'm about to sign them up to be a loyal customer, I just simply say, so are we looking at coming in as a loyal customer today for that box of wraps for $59? Or are you looking to upgrade for an additional $40, become a distributor, get that same box of wraps, and earn a little extra cash, and make some money and get some free wraps with us? And so I always put that out there. If they say, no, I think I just want to be a customer, I say great, and I enroll them as a customer. I don't push that business side, because I have enrolled distributors in the past, especially in the beginning when I was just looking at getting everyone, which no one wants to be got. No one wants to get got. Now I look at it is, if they're not ready to become a distributor, I would rather have them be a customer, because I would rather them have 3 months of an auto shipment than sign up to be a distributor, get that box of wraps, never use it, stick it in the closet, never run an auto ship, never talk to anyone, and think that the business didn't work for them. And really what it was is they just simply weren't ready. So our job is to really just offer it to everyone and to really find out what they want.
Yeah, and we have sponsored a lot of people in this business so far, and one common thread is that you just can't tell. That is one thing I can say. Now, unless you've met someone that was successful in network marketing already, say with another business, and you've been talking to them and they're interested in coming over and they want to learn more, that's maybe a good sign that they have potential, because they've already built up a network. They understand network marketing. You've got a lot of things going for you at that point already, because they already have a mindset for it. Most people, when they get into network marketing, if it's their first endeavor, don't understand the business at all.
That was us.
Right.
We had never done anything like this before.
However, if I said, if you talk to people who've never been in network marketing, they're not going to be successful, that's not true. There's plenty of people who have never done this before, gotten right in and been successful extremely fast.
Yeah.
But there are people who've done 10 network marketing businesses that have gotten into another one and done nothing. So you really can't judge it from that.
You have no idea. You never know what someone's going to do. And it's funny because at the beginning, I would sign a new distributor, and I know you remember going through this. We would sign a new distributor, and I'd be like, oh, this is the one. This is the rock star. This is going to be the one. And it was crickets. And then we signed like the shyest, quietest girl who knows 3 people and has never been on Facebook before. And all of a sudden, she takes off and turns out to be this crazy rock star. Because again, it's about what's inside of them and whether or not they want to work this business. So the first thing I ask when I'm talking to someone about distributing is I find out what their why is. I find out why they would want to work this business. And if they just say, oh, well, this seems like a whim and I'm not going to really be good at it and I don't really care, but I might as well, I'm going to say, you know what? I think being a loyal customer sounds like a better fit for you. But if they say, you know what? I'm a single mom. I've been struggling for, years. My baby's daddy doesn't ever talk to me. And I'm, living on food stamps and I can barely pay for things at the grocery store. I'm like, girl, you are literally describing my life. So I totally understand. And that's going to help be the why that drives her. And I'm much more likely to want to enroll that person as a distributor.
Right. And it's really more about the why of motivation. So not necessarily if they're not well off. Look, if they have tons of money, but hey, I'm just sick of my job, I'm looking for more free time.
I want to have fun.
I either want to spend it with the kids, or you know what? I just want to, go travel and live my own life. I'm sick of doing this for other people. I want something of my own, and this business really sparks my interest. Even if that's their why, great. But
they got to have something.
They got to have that why. So what do you look for when recruiting team members? You're looking for a why, and that's what your conversations should really be geared towards. Business-wise, you can explain the business using the steps to success, using the party pad, using the Blitz card, using the tools that we have. That's the things that you're going to address about the business with them. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the questions about them, use form, use family, occupation, recreation, material desires in your conversation to find out about them. Because the more you can bring up about their lives and their needs, the more you're going to actually find out about them. And if you find that strong why, gear the business around that, because that's what's going to get them focused. You know, we're all going to hit walls. You think about this in the working out terms, okay? If you've ever been to the gym, you go to the gym, you work out, you're proud of yourself, it's tough, you're sore. The next day you're sore, but you need to go back to the gym. And that can be very deterring for people. So they don't go because they're sore. And then another day goes by and they don't do it.
I'll go tomorrow.
Right. So it becomes this cycle. And the same thing with this business, or any business, by the way, this is why most businesses fail, is people get in, they're excited, they want to do it, and then it gets tough. Look, maybe they talked to their family and friends and got shot down immediately. Or maybe they talked to their family and friends, they signed up a couple, and then they were like, okay, well, now I got to meet strangers, and it got tough. And really what those toughnesses are walls. They're hitting their own walls, and they need to break through those walls. And just like when you're working out, the only way to do that is with a vision and a why. You know, people who are working out who break through those walls have something they're going for. They're going for a goal. Hey, I want to look good for summer. So even though I'm tired, I don't care.
Maybe you're getting married in 3 months.
Maybe you're getting married in 3 months. Right, you're going to the gym every day. It's just what it is. Like, you got to find your own motivations for things. And so just like that situation, someone working out, look, I know I'm sore, but you know, I don't care. I'm getting married in 3 months. I'm going to work out. And that mindset change, that's all because of a why. And that's going to happen with this business. You know, I heard no yesterday. It was really defeating. But you know what? I want more time for myself. I want to change my family's life. So I'm going to go out regardless. And it's that mindset that will make someone successful.
Yep.
Nothing else around their life.
And you never know where you're going to get team members. These are some of the places I've gotten team members. Out blitzing, straight up. Social media, at the doctor's office, cold calls, messaging someone if you tried that crazy rap thing, building up new relationships, old friends, new friends, family friends, work, referrals from my family, loyal customers turning into distributors. There's a million places you guys are going to find people that are going to be added to your team, but you have to be willing to utilize all of those and work with your strengths. So let's move on to the next question. We've got a question from Myrna, or it's Myrna or Myrna, and it is getting contact info from potentials when blitzing without feeling totally awkward or weird. So totally feel you, totally get this. In the beginning, I literally refused to blitz. I was scared out of my mind. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want my team to do it. I thought it was weird and strange and awkward until I realized that you're being blitzed all the time, everywhere you go. I look at like Coca-Cola, for instance. They are a, $7 billion company or something crazy like that. They are always blitzing you. Commercials, t-shirts, posters, billboards, the back of buses, all their products in a store, signs in a store, all of that. They are constantly blitzing you. So I know it can feel a little awkward when you're doing it to blitz, and I know it can feel even more awkward when you want to get that contact information. But unlike Coca-Cola, you can't be everywhere at once, constantly reminding people that they've been blitzed or reminding them about the wrap or whatever products you're talking about. So if you only connect with them one time, it would be as if you've only seen Coca-Cola advertise once, because you don't have the means to get out there and to constantly put up billboards and stuff to remind them. So if you don't get that contact information, they are 99% likely to not message you back, because as we know, it takes anywhere between 5 to 21 exposures of someone seeing something to choose to purchase it. So unless you get 21 blitz cards to the same person, there's no way that you're likely to enroll them. So look at it this way. You can either man up or woman up and swallow your pride and get over yourself and get over the feeling of it being awkward and get that information, or you cannot, and you just advertised for someone else, because somebody else is going to blitz that person and they're going to say, oh yeah, I think I got a card or something from someone sometime or one time before, but I never gave them a call, or I didn't get a chance to connect with them. And that rap star is going to say, well, I would love to stay in connection with you. Let me get you on Facebook. You know how I know that this happens? Because I've done it. So you got to decide that you're going to get that contact information, and it's only weird if you make it weird. So I wrote down a couple responses. So when I'm blitz someone, let's say I just blitz Justin, and we got to the point now where it's that moment where we're going to say goodbye, or I know I need to get contact information. I would say, you know what, Justin, I'd love to stay in contact with you to keep you up to date on all of our specials and things that are going on with our company and business. We're always releasing like new products and specials and stuff like that. So would it be better for us to stay in connection by text or Facebook? And he says, what do you pick? Text message. Perfect. So I'm going to say, great, here's my phone. Why don't you go ahead and put your name and number in? That's it. And I always have them put their own name and phone number in. Well, I'm dyslexic, so there's that.
Right.
But
and when you hand
it to them, they're compelled to do it.
And when you hand someone the phone, make sure you actually have the new contact info up. That way they're not trying to find out how to do a from your phone.
I learned that from Shelly Hyde.
Have that ready, clicked in on the names. The text thing is right there. I do that all the time. Hey, you mind if I get your name and number so we can keep in touch? And you just hand them the phone, and they just start putting it in. Honestly, there's nothing awkward about it unless you make it awkward. If you had a good conversation, people want to get your number.
Oh yeah, totally, absolutely. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun chatting with you today. Let's stay in touch here. What's your Facebook? And what I do is, when I'm talking to someone, we all get pretty good at being able to look at the people we're talking to and never even really look at our phone. So I'll just straight up go into my Facebook while I'm talking to them. Hey, you know what? Why don't we stay connected on Facebook? Why don't you pop your name in there? And just hand them the phone, because if you hand it to them, they're going to feel compelled to do it. Or just straight up say, you know what? Let me get your cell phone number so that I can stay in connection with you. And that's it. Hand them the phone, or carry a notepad around with you, or whatever works for you. But again, it's only weird, you guys, if you make it weird. Mm-hmm. People give their phone numbers out all the time. I just did an online survey thing where I put down my phone number, and I was like, wait, what I do that online survey for? I couldn't even remember. So another great idea is ask them for their business card. Hey, do you have a business card or anything like that? Mm-hmm. If somebody has a business card, they're going to do everything in their power to hand those out. They'll give you 3.
I want you to think about this on the flip side. You have Blitz cards. You're trying everything you can do to hand out that Blitz card. And if somebody came up to you and said, hey, do you have a Blitz card for me? You would fly to your purse or to wherever you're keeping your Blitz cards, and you would hand them one. So think about that in the reverse. If you're talking to someone and you're starting up that conversation, say, hey, do you have a business card or anything like mm-hmm. that? They'll hand that to you without even thinking about it. If they don't have business cards.
Here's my stat from this week.
Right.
People love to give you their business card.
If they don't have business cards, that's when you can easily say, well, let me get your name and number so I can stay in contact with you. And if you address it and don't try to be clever with it, don't try to beat around the bush or anything like that. Just straight up say, hey, I would love to stay in contact with you. Let me get your name and number. That's okay. Look, it's not going to be awkward if you hit it head on, but if you try squirting around it and trying to get the information by being clever, it's kind of like those clever posts you put up on Facebook. No, just be real,
no one likes clever.
Be honest, and be straightforward. And if they say, no, I don't want to give you my number, then the answer is you're not going to be calling them back. Look, it's okay to get the rejection. We try to say clever things so that we don't get rejected. Look, just be straightforward. Hey, I had a great conversation with you today. I would love to follow up and get you wrapped at some point. Can I get your name and number? Or can I get you on my Facebook? And we're always doing stuff, and I would love to keep in contact with you.
Or even email. That's another one.
Right.
A lot of people like to be emailed. So if they say, well, I don't really text, I don't have a Facebook, say, do you have an Instagram? Are you an emailer? What's the best way to connect with you? And they're going to tell you, don't take it personally if they don't, though. Then you just know that they've got your information, and if they are ever interested, they will, they'll give you a call. But to be totally honest with you, I would say 99% of the time I've been able to get contact info, Facebook or phone number or email. But again, it's only weird if you make it weird. So thank you for that question. So moving on, Judy has a question. She says, how do you close the sale through those awkward moments? So yeah, so we do have those moments, especially I think it happens at a party. So you've done the party, everyone's got their results, and you're like, okay, so if any of you guys want to order, just let me know and connect with me.
Let me know.
Let me know, which is the worst phrase ever, because no one's going to ever let you know. Keep me posted.
Check out my site.
Here's my site. Order. No. You are if it's awkward, you're the one that's made it awkward.
Very, very similar to asking them for their phone number.
Right.
That's like a close, and I think that's why some people feel that awkwardness in it. look, just be straightforward. Hey, so
people want to be closed.
Right, this is the party. We're done with the party. Hey, I had a great time tonight. Thank you guys for coming out and checking out all these products. I know you're so excited. Who's ready to get ordered? Are you ready to come in?
Yeah.
Straightforward. Do you want to be a customer or a distributor today?
What's your choice? And that's the great thing about our party pad is we've got that last page that says, what's your choice? Do you want to become a customer and have these benefits? Do you want to become a distributor and have these benefits? So at the end of a party, I'll say, so we're going to all break apart here and we're going to get people unwrapped. And then I'm going to meet with each of you individually and figure out if you're coming on as a customer or distributor. I don't say if you're coming on as a customer or distributor, or if you're just going to run away and I'm never going to connect with you again. So when it comes to closing, I like to use the restaurant analogy. So you go to Olive Garden, and I'm not eating carbs right now, so that makes me very hungry, but you go to Olive Garden and you walk in and they say, welcome to Olive Garden. How can I help you? How many people do you have? And you say, we're a party of 2. So they go over, the waitress sits you down. She hands you the menus. She says, hey, I'll get you some drinks. You get drinks. She comes back. You do the order. You enjoy your food. You have a great time. She comes back a couple times to check on you. Then she doesn't say, so I'm going to be back in the kitchen.
Whenever you're ready to order, just let me know.
Or whenever you're ready to pay your bill, just head on back to the kitchen and find me. If you want, you don't really have to pay, I guess. I mean, that doesn't happen. She brings you the check and says, thank you so much for coming. You know how much you owe. You know that it's time for you to, finish up your drinks and head on out because your time at the table is done.
Right.
Just like when you go to a party or you're on the phone with someone, you've given them your time. That's your business building time. So if you're not looking to say, if you don't just bluntly say, so I'm so excited you're going to do this. Are you ready to come on as a customer today? And if they say, well, I don't really have any money, then you say, well, when do you get paid? Well, I get paid next Friday. Great. So I'll remind you on Thursday and connect with you Friday morning. How does that sound? Great. For sure. Absolutely. And you put it in your calendar or you're in your phone calendar or you put it, wherever. At that point, it's up to you to give them a call back. But most people will close on the spot, especially when it's at a party. They came to a party. They probably weren't expecting to spend any money. Oh my gosh, we just had a sell-and party. I think I spent $400. So I didn't even know what it was. And I love the stuff. So people, they love your stuff. They want you to close. They don't want you to be the waitress that runs back to the kitchen and says, okay, just find me, when you're ready. That's just not real life. So it's only awkward and weird if you guys make it awkward and weird once again. All right. Our next question is from Jessica. And she said, how do you seal the deal with distributors? We get this question a lot. So Justin had mentioned earlier FORM, which stands for family, occupation, recreation, and material desires. And someone will join the business because of one of those 4 things. It may not be the thing that you think it's going to be, but it is definitely going to be one of those 4. Either they want to spend more time with their kids, or they want to help their spouse to come home from work or cut down on hours, or they don't like their job, or they don't like their spouse's job, or they can't find a job. Maybe they went to college for 5 years and have $100,000 in student loan debt and can't find a job because we've got 8-year career college graduates working at, fast food joints because that's just the world we're in now. Recreation, maybe they don't ever get a chance to go anywhere or go on vacation or do anything fun, or they had to miss their grandpa's 80th reunion because they couldn't go out of town because they didn't have the money. So recreation or material desires, they don't get to ever buy anything. They don't ever get to go anywhere. They haven't bought a new pair of shoes in 2 months, or they need shoes for their kids. So when we started this business, mine was occupation. I was working like crazy at the salon, and my enroller said to me, this could be the thing that helps you to cut back on hours or eventually retire. Now I laughed and chuckled, but she had my interest. So if you're asking them, tell me about your family, tell me about your occupation, tell me about your, what do you like to do for fun? Tell me what you are looking to get. What's one thing you could buy right now that you've never been able to buy before? Go through those things. There's going to be one of those that they all of a sudden spark up and they light up about. And you're going to be like, that's the one. That's what it is. So when you're talking to them, Justin, can you see how this business would be able to get you out of the heating and cooling business? Justin, can you see how this business could help you to spend time with your family? Justin, can you see how this will give you a chance to go to Vegas for the first time? You know, all of those things that he said he wanted to do, I'm going to utilize those when looking to sign him up as a distributor.
The other thing too is to get all their objections on the table. So if something's holding them back from signing up, you need to find out what it is. A lot of these conversations, if you're having this kind of conversation, if this question is coming, you've probably talked to someone and they've had quite a few objections, and you're trying to answer them and you're resolving one.
I'm not a salesman. I've done this before and I didn't make any money. I knew someone that was in a pyramid scheme. I don't have the money. I'm too busy with my kids. Work won't let me. There's about 20 objections you guys are going to find. There's only about 20.
Right. And the answers to them are very simple. Like, you can learn all these objections and answers in a day. You can learn all that really quickly, and you're going to learn that through practice and just by asking. So what you need to do is have a good answer for all those objections. You know, I don't have the money to sign up. Well, talk to 4 friends, see if they'd be willing to get a rep today, and then you'd have the money for the kit. There you go. There's your $100 right there. I'm not a salesman. Well, I'm not a salesman either. The great thing about this is I share it with people, and when they're ready to get stuff, I just get them ordered. It's really easy to do. You can come up with ways to answer all of these. So if you've got that person that's on the fence and it seems like it's just not coming on, you need to hit it head on. So what you should do, this is a great tip we learned from Bob Goshen. What you should do, we call it the resurrection objection, say, you know, I'm sensing quite a few hesitations from you. Why don't we try this? Why don't we write down all the things that are holding you back from signing on with me, from joining my team and doing this with me? Because I believe in you, and I know that once you get started, we're gonna do great together. So why don't we write down all the things that are holding you back from joining the business right now? And if I could answer all of them, if I could give you ways to solve all these problems, would you come on board with me? Basically, what you're trying to do is find out if they're really actually wanting to do this, or if they're just being too polite to just tell you they're not interested.
And wasting your time. And if you're trying to talk someone into distributing that doesn't want to distribute, then that's going to be a distributor in your team that never does anything.
Right.
That not only
you sink so much time into, but once they come on, they're really not going to do anything anyway. So you got to be careful of that. So if you do have someone that's been on the fence for a while, it could be that they are looking for the right time, that they do have those questions you just haven't answered yet. So you want to get all those questions answered because that's going to speed up the process. So it's good for you that way. And then they're going to come in feeling confident and they're going to do a better job. Or the opposite, they're just leading you on because they don't want to say no.
They'll straight up say, no, you know, even if you answered all my questions, I just don't think that I'd ever spend the time or the money or the energy. And I just don't really think this is right for me.
To be honest, I just don't think this is the right fit.
That's the perfect time for you to say, well, you know what? We have this amazing loyal customer program. You're going to be able to earn free boxes of wraps for referring a few friends. You can earn points towards free product. There's free shipping options. You know, our company really takes care of our customers. We are a customer-based company. So if you put that out there and you say that, and then they say, awesome, I'd love to. What if that person becomes a customer, they totally fall in love with the products, and then all of a sudden they turn out to be a rockstar distributor? We've actually had that happen. So last but not least on that topic, there is 4 questions that Sarah Rankin, again, I love her, that I use a lot when I've got someone that is so close to enrolling and we've gone through the objections. They really want to, but they say, oh, I'm just so nervous. I'm just so nervous. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I just, you know, and you've answered all their questions and it's really just them wanting to click submit. There's 4 questions I ask, which is, what do you want? Why do you want it? What's stopping you? And are you ready to do something about it? And I'll give you an example, like, Sarah, what do you want? Well, I want to be able to stay home with my kids and make some extra income. I'm tired of going to my job. Well, why do you want that? Well, I have missed so much time already. I haven't got a chance to spend any time with my kids. My job is working me like crazy. You know, I got a 10-cent an hour raise this year. And I feel like I'm always, you know, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm living paycheck to 2 days before the next paycheck. Then I say, well, what's stopping you from being able to make more money right now and stay home with the kids. Well, my job doesn't give me good benefits. They don't give me good raises. I can't take my kids to work. They call me, I'm on call all the time. And then I get really quiet and I say, well, are you ready to do something about that? And if they say, no, I just don't think it's the right time for me. I just don't think this is right. Then say, great, we've got this amazing little customer program that we can have you do. Or if they say, yeah, I am, then say, when are we getting you started then? And just laying that out for and leading them into their why and leading them into realizing that this business can change their life. But we're all nervous, guys. I was so crazy nervous to start this business. I was a no for so long because I was just so afraid that I wasn't going to be any good at it. And we turned out to be good at it. It took time and it took a lot of work for me to figure out how to be good at it. But I still am, and it has changed our life, and it can change that person's life too. So those 4 questions are amazing for that. Next one, so thank you, Jessica, for that question. Next, we've got Ashley that wants to go over charting. And I'm actually going to have Justin do this portion of it because he is just such an amazing charting rock star.
So I'm going to grab a whiteboard. So move this out of the way.
And hey, everybody that said hi in the thread. Oh, Julie, you're one of my favorite people too. All right. And T. Miller, to answer your question for virtual parties, get with your upline and find out if they do virtual parties and can get those posted to you. If not, then your diamond and ruler could probably get that to you too. Everyone does their parties a little different.
Can I get you to swing to the other side?
Yes.
Here? Slide on. All right. The right hand. Oh, we can both look here. Okay. All right. Once we get this in here.
All righty.
Okay.
Perfect.
So charting is actually pretty easy once you get the basics of it. And we were just saying something, and I just spaced it. Well,
It's something.
that's fine. Okay. So the basics of charting. Executives are part of rubies. Rubies are part of emeralds. Emeralds and rubies make up diamonds. And then diamonds make up other diamonds. So really, once you learn the basics of it, it all fits together and you'll see how the pieces combine. So I'm going to kind of show you how this would go from day one as you're signing up distributors and filling in your charts. Now, the best thing you can do, go into your eSuite. You can print out the charts. I don't know if you've got one there handy, but we've got the charts in your eSuite. Just look up Ruby, Executive, Emerald, Diamond, and you can actually print these out and fill in the names as you go. So Charity's got one there. That's an executive chart. So use these charts as you go along, and you're going to see how easy this is to do once you get the hang of it. So we're going to assume you just signed up. Okay, there you are. So YOU, okay? So that's you. I don't know how well you can.
I think you can see it pretty good.
This.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, there we go. So there you are. Okay, you signed up. Now you're going to add in a team member. And then you're going to add in another team member. Okay? So there you are. You've gotten 2 team members. They're going to do their steps to success. So they've signed up. They got their business builder kit. They got their 4 customers in their first 30 days, so they'd be eligible for the Ruby bonus. And then they're going to keep working their business. This is super blurry. What is it trying to focus on?
There we go.
Just try to, here, I want to let you get a little closer in, maybe, so it focuses on you. Yeah, get a little more center. There we go. Okay, sorry about the blur, guys. Okay, so now that you've gotten your 2 customers, they're going to do their steps 1 and 2. And average sale for a loyal customer is 80 BV. The distributor runs their auto ship 80 BV. What we're looking for is 400 in group volume. Okay? So if they get their 4 loyal customers at that average amount of sales and they run their auto ships, that's 5 people times 80 is 400 in volume. When they get that 400 in volume, that's what makes them a qualified leg, okay? A qualified leg towards a promotion spot. So when you get 2 of those, that makes you an executive. executive.
Yay, first promotion.
With your 2 qualified legs, okay? First promotion. Now, we want to go towards Ruby.
Heck yeah.
So we sign up another distributor. And they're going to get their 400 GV. Okay? Now, I think this is where people get confused on charting. So now that you've got your 3 distributors, one of them needs to become an executive. Pretty simple, right? So we just showed you how to do an executive, so any one of these can do it. So let's just say the first one you signed up did it. $400, $400. That makes you a Ruby. So that's 2 qualified legs and an executive. And you'll actually see that on your Ruby chart when you print it out. It tells you that. And it also should say it, I believe, on the steps to success in your eSuite. So Ruby. Oh, I'm sure you use purple again. Yeah, Ruby. 2 qualified legs plus an executive. Okay? Now, we're going to move on to Emerald because that's the next promotion.
And before you do that, talk about how that doesn't have to be 400 then.
So any promotion spot, so again, these 2 could be under this person, and as long as those were qualified, this would be your executive. Or same thing here, these 2 people could have been under here to make this executive. It doesn't matter which one of these gets it, as long as one of them is an executive. Now, to be a promotion spot, they don't have to have that 400 in group volume. However, I would still encourage them to do it. I want them part of our 400 BV clubs and stuff like that. So it's a good goal for them to have. But as long as they're running an auto ship, they can, or get 150 personal bonus volume, they're commission qualified. And a commission qualification is really all you need for your executive, for your rank spots. So if you at least had your auto ship run and you had all this going, you'd be the Ruby. This person here, if they're the executive, they at least need to run their auto ship, but these people need the volume in sales, okay? And that's a little trickier thing to understand. So for the purposes of making it simple, just everyone has to have their 400, okay? So now that we've got this and we're ready to move on to Emerald, you're gonna need to get one more person on your top line.
And top line just means that they're directly underneath you.
Right, so you talked to them, you enrolled them, you didn't move them, that's on your top line. Or maybe your upline wanted to help you get to Emerald and they helped you out with a distributor, they're gonna place it on your top line. So now that you're headed to Emerald and you've already hit Ruby, you're gonna need 2 Rubies on your team, okay? So basically, if we think about just how we drew it out before, this person's gonna wanna get 1 more. That gets their 400. And then any one of these gets their 2 with 400. And then, let's see, we got the same colors here.
Let's see this one takes off.
Yep, so we're gonna say this person.
So that one is going to do the exact same thing that that first one did, because they're on fire. They want that Ruby bonus. $1,000 bucks? What? Of course.
Okay, so they got their 3, and then one of them got 2.
And again, it could be any of those 3 pink boxes. Doesn't matter which person it is.
Okay, so now that you've got 2 Rubies, okay, and 2 400 spots, you've got your Emerald. So let's do, I messed up colors, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll do Emerald over here. Two qualified legs plus
2 rubies.
Rubies.
And then because I had a bunch of people on our team be confused about this month, I'm going to take this orange highlighter and highlight the people that don't have to be 400, but need to either run an 80 BV auto ship or have 150 PBV. And what that means is it's about $150 in sales directly under them. So they're direct loyals. So those people would be you, your Ruby, their executive, the other Ruby, and their executive. So those are the people that need to either have a 150 PBV or run an 80 BV auto ship. And I'm going to be really honest with you, on our team, we encourage everyone to run that 80 BV auto ship, because if you have 150 PBV and for any reason a customer were to send something back because they didn't want to get an order, that would uncommission qualify you and you would lose out on commissions. And I don't want to see that ever happen to anybody.
So now if somebody wanted to go diamond from this, one of your rubies would need to go emerald, or one of these people could go emerald. Okay, it doesn't matter who, as long as you have a ruby and an emerald on your
Let's have it be our first person, because they're cooking.
They've already been cooking, so they would get one more distributor. And then one of their people already had two. They're going to get their third. And then this guy's going to get, this is the guy.
Yeah, man, distributor.
Loving his energy drinks.
Loving it. Loving his thermo fit. Okay.
Right.
So then that person and that person each found two people, because everybody is following their steps of success. This isn't about you finding everyone. This is a few people that find a few people that find a few people that all have a couple customers.
So now you've got your ruby here, your ruby here. These people
executive
ran their auto chips or got their 150 or 400, whatever the case may be. So now you've got an emerald here. Okay. You've got your ruby here.
So this is a ruby.
This is your emerald. And then you got your
one more on your top line.
Fifth and final box up here.
Because you were following your steps of success.
And to get to ambassador, a little trick note for you, you only need 5. You don't ever have to go wider than that, okay? So now that you've got your 5th and final spot, now you're a diamond.
Yeah, baby, diamond time.
Diamond equals 3 qualified legs plus an emerald.
And a ruby.
And a ruby, okay? So that's charting.
That's charting. That's a diamond.
Now, like she was saying with, you know, the people in promotion spots need to run an auto ship or be commission qualified. These people don't. So for instance, I'm going to show you a scenario where that's not the case. Let's say.
I have another marker, baby. Another color.
Oh, great. We'll use another color. Okay.
Green. We got to do green.
Now, for these qualified spots, it's group volume. It's not personal bonus volume. So if this person down here, let's say, wasn't able to get their 4 customers, they only got a customer and they didn't run an auto ship and they only had, let's say, 50 BV, okay? So we're going to say they had 50. Well, if they had signed up a distributor that had 50, that would total 100 for this spot, okay? And then let's say they got a distributor
that got,
let's say 100.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got 200 in the spot, still not 400 yet. And this can go on forever, guys.
You could have 5 distributors stacked on top of each other that all equal 400. And we've had that happen in our tree before.
But let's say finally we've got someone here. Now all this volume added up was 400. That's a qualified leg here. So you're trying to build these structures and get that to 400 for any of those 400 boxes. So you could see multiple distributors under every one of these boxes. But when you do all that compression of numbers, that's what you're looking for, okay?
When we went diamond, because we didn't understand charting or how to build until our presidential diamond called us up and said, you have 5 rubies off your top line. What are you doing? Because we didn't know. So we had all these people here were actually rubies. And then we helped one of them become an emerald so that we could go diamond.
You're also not limited to 400. So this person can have 8,000. That doesn't matter as long as it's at least 400, okay? And that's the things you need to know. These are the minimum qualifications for all of these spots.
Now, when this person becomes a diamond and this person becomes an emerald, you go double diamond. Right. And so on and so forth.
And those usually by the time you get to diamond, understanding the charting is a little easier, so we don't really want to go into all that.
In your e-suite, if you go to the comp plan, it actually tells you what you will need for each and every rank. And I have referred back to this sheet a million times. Just to kind of see what we needed for our promotions.
Now, the only other thing I do want to show you guys on this charting here, and once I do it with the green and everything, this is going to look too confusing. So once you know the structure, and again, print it out because those charting sheets in your eSuite show the charts really cleanly and really easily. So it doesn't have to be these people on your top line that go ruby or go emerald or go diamond. It can actually happen anywhere in this leg. Now, the important thing to remember is that the people on your top line, whatever happens has to happen under them at that point, okay? Now, you could be 100 wide, you could be 5 wide, but the point is you need certain things in these legs, okay? And it's called the leg because you see the line down and then the lines go down from it, okay? So if we're looking for an emerald and a ruby, okay, we need an emerald anywhere in this leg. It doesn't have to be this specific person. We're looking for a ruby anywhere in this leg. It doesn't have to be this person. So for instance,
use one of these people. So
well, I already drew them out, so I'm gonna so my idea, okay.
Yeah.
So let's say
I'm being confusing.
That let's do this. Let's say this person here didn't get these 2 people. Okay, they only had these 3. Well, that's not a ruby. So we're still looking for a ruby to make this emerald, okay? So let's say this person signed up somebody, that signed up somebody, that signed up somebody, that went emerald. So they did all the stuff that we already showed you how to go emerald with way down here, okay? Now that is all part of this leg, which makes this an emerald leg. Now, if this emerald here has this ruby on the side, look, they have legs too. So they only need 1 ruby. So let's say this wasn't an emerald. Let's say before that happened, we had a ruby. That would be the other ruby in this leg, plus a ruby makes an emerald. So it doesn't have to be the people up here. It can happen from wherever as long as that person's leg makes a rank. And that's a little harder to visualize and understand. But when you're charting with your teammates and you see those promotions, you just need to see where they are in your organization. What happens for a lot of people with charting is that they kind of get started with that one person that took off. And so you see a lot of promotions, but it's all in this one leg. What you're trying to do is get all those promotions to be happening in all 5 legs. So when you've got someone that's become a leader, let that leader lead their team. It's time for you to build your business. You got to get your other legs going. So that's charting. If there's more questions on that, send in some emails about any specific things you didn't understand from this charting here. And we'll try to address it next week. Maybe just be a little more detailed, not go through the whole thing, but just show you those specifics. The most, and you need to decline that. So the other thing with charting that's the most important is every time you enroll a distributor, you call your upline. Okay, that's it. That's what charting really is. If you want to understand charting, every time you sign up a distributor, call your upline. And if your upline doesn't know,
you need to trust that upline and work with them, and don't just say, oh, well, I'm just going to put them here because I think they're going to do this. You have no idea what someone's going to do. Trust people that have done this before. When Crystal LaCrone, our presidential diamond, called me and said, what are you doing? You have 5 diamonds off your, or 5 rubies off your top line. I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Tell me what to do. And she spent a ton of time with us learning how to chart.
Now, here's the important thing to remember. If, let's say you're just started, your upline just started, and they don't really understand charting, well, then both of you need to work on this, because you know what? That means the person above you is building their organization, and they should be charting too. So you're going to want to do a 3-way call, say, with your diamond enroller or someone who has already seen these organizations and can help you chart. So just keep calling the next person up the line until someone says, hey, I see what's going on. This is what I think we should do. Because I want you to remember, in this business, for you to become a diamond, these people need to promote. So when you are down here wondering how you get to executive, when you just signed up 2 people and you need help charting that out, or you want to plan on your Ruby, what that means for this person is their next step, okay? So when you call up your potentially diamond enroller or diamond enroller and say, hey, I'm ready to promote, I need help charting, this is my plan, they're going to say, hey, well, let's talk with this guy and let's get you guys together and let's plan this out, because if you're promoting, I'm going to promote. And that's the thing about this business. These people are financially, what's the word? Financially invested. They're financially invested in your growth. They want you to succeed. So if you bring your charts to the people above you, they're going to give you good advice. They're not going to tell you how to go the long way of becoming a Ruby, because it doesn't help them either. Helping you helps them. So get together with those people, trust your uplines, and go for it. And if you are trusting your upline, you just don't feel like it's the right advice, then consult with another distributor. Show them what you have, and then bring that to the table. Say, hey, I like what we're doing here, but I have some thoughts too, and I think we should go this way. And if you are a diamond enroller or anyone who's in leadership, and you have a downline come up to you and say, hey, these are the things I'm thinking to build my business, you should listen to it, because they know the people in their organization. Maybe they know this person that you think is going to go Ruby really isn't the Ruby type of person. They don't have the why that this person here does. And the skill sets, they just haven't tapped into it yet, and they're about to. Maybe they've just been waiting for that first party, and we know at that party that we're going to get 3 distributors. Well, the diamond's not going to know that. They're not the one talking to this person. You are. So you need to let them know where you think things are going, where it could go, and then work on what is there and work on that plan together. Okay, that's correct.
Okay, and then we are a couple minutes over on time, so we're just going to kind of wrap this up. We actually have 2 more questions here that kind of actually wind up going together a little bit. So Kim asked, social media. How do we go about the initial contact on social media without looking spammy? Here is my best piece of advice. Read it out loud. So if you put a post up on Facebook or Instagram and you're wondering if it sounds spammy or anything like that, all you need to do is read it out loud. For instance, if I'm looking at a social media, in fact, I think I even have that right here. If I'm looking at putting something up on social media and I'm wondering if it sounds spammy or if it sounds silly, what I can do is I can read it out loud to myself. And when I do that, I'm going to end up hearing whether or not it's spammy. For instance, looking at, say, this post. I'll put this up here. So there's 2 different things, right? The first one and the second one. The first one is the salesman post. It says, join my team today for $99. It'll change your life, with a phone number, and let me know if you want to join. Well, if I read that out loud, that sounds totally insanely spammy, right? The $99 kit things, please don't ever use all of that. It's, you know, all the things you find off Pinterest and stuff. It just looks spammy and silly. However, a person post would be like a picture of a gas tank, right? Or a gas pump. And it says, holy cow, I just filled up my gas tank from Wrap Cash. I love this new business. Someone is going to comment on that below, right? Salesman post, a picture of a wrap with a $25 thing across it. And it says, who wants to wrap for $25? I need to sell these wraps and you want one. Try it today. It'll change your life, or buy on my website. Well, if I read that out loud, I totally sound like I'm trying to sell them something. What sounds better is a picture of me that says, eek, My friend Charity just wrapped and check out her results. I can't wait to get mine in the mail. Someone's going to be like, what's that? What'd you get? How are you getting it? I want one. I want to try it. What's that? How do I get one? Right? Next, the salesman. This would be a guy holding money outside of a computer. And it says, want to make money from home? Stay at home, mom? Make an extra $500? I can show you how. Message me or let me know. That sounds totally selly, right? Especially when I read it out loud. Now, when I read it on paper, it doesn't sound as selly. But when I read it out loud, it sounds crazy selly. So an alternative would be the person, and it's a picture of a kid's birthday party. And it says, I just paid for Sam's entire birthday party with Wrap Cash. Best part, I made $150 in an hour from home. I'm so crazy happy I started this business. Who's got kids' birthdays coming up? Right? My kid's birthday's coming up. My kid's birthday's coming up. $150. How did you do that? Birthdays are so expensive. And it's going to start that, which goes into the second question, actually, which was from Candace, which was how do I follow up with those people after their interest has been sparked? How do I follow up with DTs and LCs without sounding like a robot, without repeating what you've said over and over again? So I'm going to do this in a two-parter. First of all, be you and be interested in them, right? So when you go to message them back and you message something back to them, ask yourself, read it out loud. Do I sound like a salesman? Do I sound like a robot? If I sound like a salesman or a robot, I need to erase the whole thing and sound like a person. So again, read it out loud. Is your family going to think you're a little crazy reading things out loud in the middle of the room? Yes. My gosh. My son learned everything about this business just based on listening to me read things out loud on my Facebook and then trying to hear if it sounded selly or spammy. People need to like and they need to trust you in order to purchase or join your team. And so if you are sounding like a robot or you're sounding selly or anything like that, then absolutely, then they're not going to want to be on your team. So when you message them back or you're talking on the phone, the whole time just be thinking, I'm a friend of theirs. I'm a friend of theirs. This is my new friend. This is someone I want to know about. I want to be interested in them. Shoot, when I blitz someone or I talk to someone or I'm following up with someone, I want to know everything about that person. And if they turn it towards me and say, well, what is it that you do? And I say, well, I'm a hope broker and I help people change their bellies. They're going to say, really? What do you do? Oh, I've got this crazy wrap. This is what it does. Can I share my pictures with you? You share it. You talk about the business a little bit. If you don't feel like the sale is right at that time or they're not ready, then you say, so tell me more about your daughter and bring it back to them. Bring it back to them over and over and over again. So that's part one of that question. Part two is how do you follow up with loyal customers? So Justin, you want to hand me that? I have a loyal customer binder and I did do a video in the 400 Club on this. But what I do is I got a $2 folder, okay? And I made these things out that just says like loyal customer's name, when does their auto ship, when does their credit card expire, little notes and stuff like that. So when I sign a customer, I put them in this binder and then I bought a thing that's got tab days 1 through 25. And I put them in here so that I can follow up with them. And I follow up usually right after they get their product. I follow up, a few weeks later, and then I follow up a week before their auto ship to find out what it is that they want to get. And I don't say, hey, Sarah, thank you so much for ordering from me wraps. It was amazing that you became a customer. I am so excited for you to continue wrapping. What would you like this month? Well, when you read it out loud, it sounds like a robot. But I'm like, hey, girl, I've been dying to find out what's going on with the wrapping. How is it going? How many wraps have you used? Oh, my gosh, I'm so excited to see the pictures. Like following up and just sounding like a person, right? I mean, that's what I try to do. And when it comes to distributors, same thing. So if you sign a distributor, you don't message them and say, thank you so much for being on my team. I am so excited. Here's a million things that you need to do. Give me a call or message me when you're done. I say, girl, make out that 25s list and let's practice talking to people. Or, hey, dude, I'm so stoked that you love that thermal fit. So let's chat about you writing down some names for your buddies. Or whatever we want to do, to get that business kickstarted, just consistently asking myself, like, am I sounding like a robot? If you guys want to know what it sounds like to look like a robot, go back to my YouTube to the first couple videos I did. And it's like, hi, I'm Sherry Ellison, Diamond with It Works Global. And I totally sound like a robot because I had started this new business, so I thought I had to be a business person and sound like a business person. Heck no, I just want to sound like me, because everybody's going to respond to that so much better. So when you're following up with people, whether it's text message or phone call or whatever, just be interested in them. Find out about them. Find out what they need. Find out what they want. Find out what their goals and hopes and dreams. Heck, find out their favorite color, their favorite number, and who they went to prom with. It doesn't matter. Making that personal connection is imperative.
If you find genuine interest, genuine want to take care of them, then that will do everything you need to know. And then you can just find out about them, answer their questions, and get them going through. So we're actually at 11:45, so we need to end the broadcast. I know there's some other questions. What we're going to do is actually write them down, bring them into next week's call. And again, if you have more questions for us, anything you want to see, or if anything we said today you want specific follow-up on, please send those questions to our email, charity@tonetightfirm.com. We also have a Facebook group up for the next Millionaire School, so put those questions in there. And leave them here on the YouTube comments of this video, and we will do our best to organize all that. But we would really like those emails. That's going to be the best way for us to keep track.
And Amber, to answer your questions, as far as salon closing tips that could seal the deal, I actually did a salon call. So I will put up the recording number in a picture message in the event on Facebook so that you can have that. And then Deanna Scalf, one of my favorite people in the whole world, her question was, how important do you feel personal development is, which is actually what I want to go into next week. But I will answer this right now and say personal development helped me go triple diamond. If I hadn't started doing the sharpening of the saw and listening to Bob Goshen and Beach Money, Jordan Adler, Eric Worre, John Eric Mosler that does all of our social media stuff, anything that you can get your hands on that's personal development. I love Lewis Howes. He does a podcast called The School of Greatness. He has nothing to do with network marketing, but he has the coolest people on there. This is Millionaire School. That's what we call Millionaire School. So if you're not learning something new all the time, you're going to get stuck. And Jerry Ahern, who was my mentor when I went to Gene Juarez to become an instructor, said something to me I will never forget. And he said, if you don't do continuing education and you've done hair for 20 years, you haven't done hair for 20 years, you've done hair 1 year, 20 times. Same thing with this business. It just gives me goosebumps. So personal development is absolutely key. And I will go into that a little bit more next week on who we use. So thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday with us. We really, really appreciate you taking that time out to sharpen your saw. And we want to just give a shout out to all of you out there, the newbies, the rubies, the emeralds, the diamonds, the presidential ambassadors, whoever is watching this. We are just so excited to be on this journey with you.
Now, don't forget, we've got that Ruby bonus this month, $1,000 if you hit Ruby, if you're in one of those qualifying months. If you're a new person just watching this, you happen to just hop on this video, get in with this business. If you know someone that's in It Works, or you've had somebody who you've been talking to, get in. Now is the time. We're growing fast. We're growing strong. So get with them. Talk to them about that $1,000 Ruby bonus and get in. This is the best time. Also, if you're anywhere close to Diamond, or you think you can get there in the next 2 weeks, push hard, guys. This is the good bonus. This could be the end of it. So make sure you're going for those bonuses this month. Really big month. Go for it, guys. We believe in you. You got it. All right.
And we will see you next week on Millionaire School. Take care, and remember, it starts with one. Bye, guys.